gentlemen, welcome aboard this live launch with Hunky Dory TV. The crafting captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign and we are now cleared for takeoff. In preparation for launch, please ensure all of your troubles and worries are properly stowed. You won't be needing those today. Our flight time will be a craft-filled 60 minutes or more, and the Hunky Dory crew are now ready for departure. At this time, we ask you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our video presentation. Live launch takeoff in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have live launch liftoff.
Good morning everyone and welcome to Hunky Dory Craft TV. My name is Natalie and I am here today to show you through a brand new product that I'm really excited about. But I'm not on my own because I'm not running back and forth today. Oh no. Here joining me is lovely Rachel and together we are going to show you, and I'm very excited about this collection.
This has got to be my favourite collection.
It's an amazing set of stamps and dies that work together that we absolutely love. If you caught any of the shows on Monday on Create and Craft TV, it is those seasonal sentiment dies and stamps, and they are so much fun. Before we get into it though, because it's a very busy show and there's loads to show you, we also need to tell you that we don't want you to miss out one bit at all with our Super Saver deals. Now, they launched on Monday with Dan and Rebecca, and they're going to end on Tuesday the 3rd of August. Wow. That is next week. That's such a long time. I love that actually, because I bet Dan's thought, you know what, I'm going to give people a few more days after payday to be able to grab their bargains. That is definitely the way he's thought with that. So this month's Super Savers, they're going to run until Tuesday the 3rd of August. So you've got plenty of time once payday hits to get those bargains. And let's have a look at some of those bargains because there's some really cool ones. So you can get all of our Diamond Sparkle Gemstone bundle. This is the original 8. Oh no, these are glitter ones. These aren't the originals. I'm not reading this at all properly. Our 8 packs of glitter gemstones. These ones are really fun, especially for Christmas. You can get the whole collection for £9.92, saving £10 in total.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh, I love this one as well. This is perfect for this time of year. It's our Moonstone Rustic Lace Multi-Buy. This was originally nearly £100.
Wow. And
it is now $39.92. You're going to get all 8 die sets. That's a total of 58 dies for £40. That's less than £1 each.
That was really crazy.
That's mental.
Love it.
Then, because we all know how much you love it, we've got our construction glue multi-buy. You're going to get 6 60 millilitre bottles for £8.99. And then our double-sided tape bundle. So this contains 9 double-sided tape, and that ranges from different widths, which is perfect for your crafting needs, and you can get that for £5. Then we have a stamp bundle for you. This is another one that I absolutely love.
Yeah,
this is our.
So fun.
It's so cute, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
our
lovely.
Simply Flowers bundle. You're going to get that whole collection for only £17.99. Look at how much that used to be. £52.
These
now
are some
£17. These are great deals. Now, if you're stamping, what do you need for stamping? Well, of course, you need our Premier Craft Tools stamping press, and that is on an incredible deal as well. That is now less than £20. And to go alongside all of those deals, we've got back for you our Prism ink pads full collection and handbook at that incredible price of $39.99. It's the lowest price we've ever done those ink pads for the whole 36 and your handbook, less than £40. And amazing deals.
They really are.
Absolutely incredible. So I'm very glad that Dan's extended that because I do not want people missing out on those bargains. So that's everything that you can get in this month's Super Saver deals. Do you want to win something this week? Should we have a look at the Win It Weekly question? who doesn't like to win something? We like to give you the chance every single week to win something with us, and not just one person. We always divide this up, try and make it so that there's at least more than 2 people being able to win our giveaways. And this week, you're going to be in with a chance of winning our adorable, scoreable pattern packs for. There's going to be 3 winners, and those pattern packs contain some beautiful selections that I am showing you here. I absolutely love that
so
one.
One.
A selection of different. Oh, this one doesn't look like. Oh, this is the leathers. A selection of different adorable scorables, or some of them are on our amazing Matastic, so you can ink onto them. You've got the super cute farm animal one, and then the sea shanty as well. So you're going to get all 6 of those. 3 people are going to win. And this week's question you have to answer is, why do Olympians bite their medals? Very, very true. That's a good question. I like this. So all you have to do is like, share and comment on this video, or any throughout the week. You can always enter on the hub as well. Why do Olympians bite their medals? Of course, the Olympics started this week, and wow, aren't we doing good?
I know, we are doing really good.
Every single morning I wake up on the news, it's like
there's
another one.
Especially the swimmers as well. They're doing really
so
well.
good. So good. So why do they bite them? A, to check if it's made of chocolate. I would 100% do that.
I wish it was chocolate.
Probably you would, wouldn't you?
After you
B, to make sure it's genuine, or C, for luck.
Ooh.
That's an odd one, isn't it?
That is a bit odd.
Well,
I think I know, like I think I know, but I wish
I'm
it
not
was
sure.
for the chocolate.
I wish it was for the
just be
chocolate.
funny.
Imagine if you did get chocolate.
I know.
After working your backside off for a whole 5 years this time, 5 years,
Yeah, that's
to then
true.
win a gold medal.
And
I
it's
mean,
made of chocolate.
you deserve chocolate. So
Yes.
I think maybe A, who knows? But get your answers into that to be in with the chance of winning. And we will announce the winners, as always, on Friday's show. So next up, we are ready to show you through this fantastic new range of stamps and dies. There are Moonstone combos, seasonal sentiments. Take a look at this. How beautiful are these stamps and dies? They're absolutely incredible. So each die comes in these amazing new packaged dies. They're a little envelope for you on here. What I love about these is how amazing Stacey has been giving you all the information, all the insight into these stamps to give you the best opportunity and inspiration when crafting with them. So on the back you've got detailed instructions of all the different ways that you can use your stamps and dies. You can use them together, you can use them separately. So I will show you that on a board a little later on, but I wanted to show you exactly what you get inside your die. So let's pop this out. We're going to get a full stamp set, which you can see here. You've got that really large, beautiful die with the detailing on. We'll show you that on the board a little closer up in detail. Then you've got extra stamps. These extra stamps also have dies to cut them out. And then you get your sentiments as well. So you can make up larger words for your card. So on this one, it could say, make it merry, may your days be merry and bright, Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas. There's loads of different ways that you can use them. You can also mix and match between each packet, which I really like as well. And then you get your die. So your die is just on a small little sheet like this, but on the back you have full instructions with photographs for exactly how to use your dies together. So again, so much inspiration here from Stacey, who designed these, to make sure that you are getting the most out of your dies. The die itself is all stuck together, so there's no sort of having to work out all the little
Yeah, to piece it together
each word and having to make sure they're all together. It's just one die that you lay on top. You can see here you've got a die for your bauble, a die for a snowflake, and then each one also comes with a plaque. Now these are for your words to go on. The plaque is designed to fit the largest stamp. However, you can trim this down if you don't want it to be as long as it is. So that's what you get included with in each of these packaged items, which I think is really, really fun.
Yeah, I love
You've
that
got
packaging.
inspiration on the front as well, which is different from normal stamps and dies that we do. So it's really great. And then if I show you in more detail exactly what you can do with it, this is a lovely board that we created to show you quite in big size what you can do. So the first one here, we've stamped onto a 5x5. They fit perfectly onto 5x5s, and then we have used our die to cut out our words. So in this case, if you did this on a 5x5 card blank, then you're going to make an aperture card. If you want to create more dimension, then you can cut them out separately and you can stick them on top, which is what we've done here. And you can see that those lay on top of the stamp really, really nicely. If you're someone who just likes the stamps and you think, wow, these are different, then just use the stamps. You can stamp them in, you can colour them in, you can create some beautiful paper piecing if you want to, stamp this onto colour, cut it out, but the die does just help with that. Instead of having to cut it by hand, you can cut it using the die. And then of course you can use it all separately. So you can see here we've got those words for you all laid out on top of this section here. We've got all the sentiments, so you can see how they'll all stamp nicely and then how they fit in the plaque. And then we've got the extra elements for you. So you've got the baubles, you've got one bauble that has a die to cut it out if you want to layer up to create more dimension. And then you've also got the same with a really tiny snowflake and a really big snowflake. And these are great for if you don't want to use the stamps and dies the way they're meant to be, because you can create your own backgrounds with these stamps and then use your dies in completely different ways. So I think here we've got we've definitely got 3 ways of showing you, but if you use these bits differently, because you can use these smaller words to create backgrounds, you can use the smaller stamps to create backgrounds, I think there's more like 5 or 6, maybe 6 at a push, but there's definitely 5 different ways that you can use these dies, and the cards that you can create are absolutely beautiful. So Jane's made this one here, and she's made it into an easel card using some of those fantastic elements that we're going to show you later in the show. Adding your Miri card just makes it absolutely spectacular. It's a really nice example. Then we've got this one that Barbara has made, where she's actually cut it out but then laid it onto red, which looks really, really nice. And you can see how using some of those dies as well to cut out your elements and layering those on top looks fantastic. Then Rachel did this one in this fantastic blue colour, and this has got acetate in the middle, which I think is really, really nice as well, just gives it some more dimension. Although you can also make shaker cards with this, which I absolutely love. There's some little elements in here that are actually the die cut snowflakes, which I think is really, really clever. So really utilising the collection as a whole. So that is your Merry, and that one is $19.99 on its own. So remember, you are getting a lot included in those packaging. Next up we have Cheer. So I'm just going to show you the packaging first of all, so you can see exactly what's going to come. All of the different layouts are different for each one, and then again you've got all of those different ways in which you can create your cards at home with all the different layouts as we showed you with the Merry. They just look really different, they're super fun to use, and the cards that you can create are really spectacular. So I love these ones.
Oh, that looks great.
Here, so this is in black and gold, and the gold is actually on, the black, sorry, is on foam pads, so you can see it gives it even more dimension to your card. And if you're not someone who's really confident with colouring in, then using your embossing powders is a really nice way to use it. I love this one that Barbara has used. She's used a upsell stamp, which are coming up later in the show, to create that beautiful background, and then some of our fantastic coloured Miri card. But you can be as simple as you want to be with these. So Rebecca's made this one, and she's just stuck to 2 separate colours. So she's stuck with that beautiful grey and the silver colour there. So if you wanted more sparkle with this, you could have done exactly the same but added your embossing powders. That would have really lifted those colours. Or you can just keep it super simple and stamp it onto white, colour it in using your alcohol markers, your brush markers, and then create some really nice backgrounds for the inside of your card. We've done inks with this one to create that really nice ombre effect when you have it closed up. So it's a really fun set of dies. They're all $19.99. However, if you want to get all 3, because there is 3 of them, you can get that in a bundle for $49.97, and that is going to save you that's the members. Oh no, if you're in that's saving you £10. But if you're in the members club, you're going to save even more, because that's going to come down to $47.47. So some great deals there. And then the final one, which I'm not sure whether this is my favourite or Mary's my favourite, because I like all 3 of them.
Like different.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all nice.
But depending on what cards that you use, what coloured what colours you use to colour them in, is all going to look completely different. There's so many ways in which you can use these. They are absolutely beautiful. So here is your piece board, so you can see all of those different ways that you can use them, all of the different sentiments you get as well. You get some holly and some sparkle on this one. You've got on earth, sending you and blessings, and you've got that beautiful love and joy as well to decorate, to create your sentiments even larger. And they make some stunning cards too. So we've got some here that are on an array of different colours of card, which I think is really nice, because you can see exactly how they look. So this one's really pretty, using your alcohol markers to colour it in. Or how about doing it on some craft card like Kat's done here. And that piece really stands out in the white.
Yeah, it does.
The colours are a lot darker on this one, but it looks so pretty. You can do it on black as well. Jane has done this one. She's heat embossed it, and then she's coloured it in. I want to say, what she coloured this in with, can we see?
Is it pencil?
It does look like pencil, but then I'm not sure. Oh no, she used mica powders. That's what's giving you the shimmer. I thought it was. I thought, has she used mica powders, or has she used her glimmer mist to do this? But no, it's mica powders. It looks so pretty. It just gives it that extra special Christmas sparkle. And then this is a really big one. So this is showing you how you can make this. Oh, I can get closer and it looks right. How you can make even bigger cards. So Rachel's made this on an 8x8 and then used all of those different sentiments and the background little stamp to create a really nice large Christmas card. So you don't have to just make small cards with this one. You can make 7x7s, 8x8s, you can make 5x7s, you can make 6x4s and just use parts of the elements that you get included. It's completely up to you, but it's so worth getting all of these, because you can mix and match as well. So your sentiments can mix and match with the different big large words that you get included. There's absolutely loads that you can do with this. And Rach is going to show you just one way that you can use them when you get these home.
So I'm going to start off quite simple. So we're going to do it on a 5x5 card, and then we're just going to stamp it on, just colour it in. I'm going to use our dies to cut out them letters. So first of all, I'm going to use the piece die, stamp, sorry. So I'm just going to get my stamping press. So I've already got my card blank. I'm going to do it this way. And then we're just going to place that on so it's in the middle. Move one onto there.
And I think having a stamping press is an essential item when you've got stamps that are this big.
They are quite big. Even though it fits on quite a small card blank, they are still really big stamps.
And it just helps so much with making sure that you've got all of those bits inked on, and if you miss any bits, which we all know happens quite often, no matter how much of an amazing stamper you are, then you can just go back in. You know it's going to be in exactly the right place And this stamping press is a really good stamping press because you don't get much movement, do you?
No, you really don't.
You
It is really sturdy.
don't get much movement at all, which is why we love it so much.
Right, so I'm just going to put my stamp back for a second. So then we're just going to take this and then we're just going to colour it in. So I've got my marker pens. So we've got a couple of reds and we've just got some greens. So we're going to colour it quite simple because I think it will just all stand out with that dye. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over it, and because these poinsettias you can actually cut out and then stick on top, so you
like layer up.
Yeah, and just to give it that extra dimension, I'm just going to use that thicker part, and then
they're just such nice stamps to colour in. There is a lot of detail in these stamps, so whether you're just doing block colouring and you're using sort of one shade, or whether you're going to be quite intricate and use different colours to create some dimension into your cards, you really are going to be able to make lots of different styles of cards. I mean, just colouring them in with your alcohol markers compared to colouring them in with your brush markers makes the card look completely different.
Yeah, there are so many ways that you can. I really love the powder ones. I think they really stand out.
Really good, aren't they? And they just look so fun.
And what I really like about them, so when you've like put the dyes on, it leaves that white edge.
You've got that little edge, haven't you?
And it really makes it stand out. Right, so we're just going to quickly just colour that one in down there. So we're not going to colour it all in, we're just going to colour the little bits that stand out. So I'm just going to go in with just a darker red, just to give it just that little bit of shading.
And you're just adding that shade to like the centre points of the flowers.
Just on the outside. And you could spend absolutely ages just colouring this in, just making it perfect. So then we've also got some greens as well. Just get that holly up there. And then
it's very fun to colour this in because there are so many different types of leaves in it.
Yeah.
It is a real sort of mix of different foliages, which is really nice to pick out those different elements, colour them in different colours.
Yeah, when you look closely, there are like so many different parts.
And you'll colour it in and you'll think, oh, I've done all of those flowers now. I've done all of those leaves, and then another one will just pop up and you'll be like, oh, like, I've missed one.
Missed that one. Alright, and then we're just going to go in with a darker green.
I also think that these are going to make really nice different elements, so you don't just have to make cards with these. I think these are going to look beautiful if you make frames.
You made a decoration, didn't you, on Create and Craft?
Yeah, we made a
that was so lovely.
On Create and Craft using this collection. So think about home decor projects, think about things that you can sell, you can make and sell, that are going to bring in a little bit more for what you make, so you can be super creative with what you do here. There's loads of different uses for stamps and dies, and that's why they're particularly one of my favourite things to craft with, because you can be super creative.
Right, so we're just going to go in. So I've got a really dark green now, so we're just going to go in and get some more of those little leaves, and then we're just going to get them berries, and then I think we are done with the colouring. Let's get them little berries there.
I mean, this is quite an in-depth stamp as well. There's so much detail in here.
There really is.
And Rachel's just using sort of two main colours really in different shades.
And then just some extra colours just to give it a bit of shading.
But it looks amazing.
Just going to get them ones in there as well. And obviously if you're at home, take more time.
Yeah.
So
you've got loads and loads of time to work with these.
get all them different colours and different shadings. Alright, so we're just going to give them ones a little bit more shading. I've just missed some berries there. Right, and then, oh, and it is true, you just keep on just seeing more and more. Right, I'm going to leave it at that for now. So I'm going to put my pens to one side, and then I'm just going to take the piece die, and then we're simply just going to layer it on top. So you'll be able to line it up perfectly because them letters are all together.
They're all together and they fit directly over the black stamp line, so you want to make sure that you can't see any of that black image.
And we're just
And then you can pop that through, it's going to cut perfectly.
So we just put a bit of purple tape on just so that it doesn't move, and I'm just going to put it through my machine, and then we're going to look at stamping that pen set here again just to layer it up. So we'll just take that out, and that's cut perfectly.
It looks so nice.
I know, and keep the letters as well that have come out because you can do other stuff with them.
Yeah, you can layer them up onto a different project, can't you? You can use them as maybe decorations, or you can use them as backgrounds if you stamp them onto a different background.
So I'm going to go back in with that die, and I'm going to just stamp that piece word just from some gold mirror.
This is going to look really cool.
And then we're just going to take them out. And then this, so these ones here, these are just going to go inside the card.
You're going to paper piece them back in?
I am, yeah.
Ooh.
Right, so we're just going to put them to one side for now because I do also want to stamp out that other pen set here as well. So, ooh, and they're on the floor. So I'm just going to get a bit of ink me card, and we're going to bring in our stamping press again. And we're just going to ink this up, and then we're just going to stamp out that. So we don't have to ink the whole stamp because we just want that flower that's on the top right. And ink that up with our ink.
This is a good idea because I would have stamped the whole thing, but if you just want in
Yeah,
sections, you don't need to
then
do.
it's just easy just to stamp.
And actually, you're
that
saving
little
space
bit
as well.
Exactly, and if you wipe your stamp before you actually stamp it, then you won't get all the little bits of ink on it. Right, so we'll just move that to one side. We're just going to get in our scissors, and then we're just going to very carefully just cut out this, and then we're going to stick this on just with some foam pads, and then we're going to colour it in just so it matches. So it just gives that little bit of depth to the card.
But you, at home, when you have all the time in the world to be able to do this, you could do this with all of your poinsettias, couldn't you?
Literally could, and you
they
could
would-
like stamp them a couple of times and take away some of the
That would look
petals
really
and
nice.
leaves, and just really,
That would
really
look
layer 'em
super,
up.
super nice.
yeah, because these stamps, like, they're quite simple to use. You can just stamp them, die cut the letters out. But if you add different elements to them, then you can make them as fancy as you want. So we'll just cut round that little bit there. And then,
Oh, Faith has a really good idea that we
Ooh.
need to share with everyone. So Faith says that you could stamp your image onto a piece of masking sheet, and then you could die cut your letters from it, and then when you place them on top of your stamp, then you could just go in with an inked colour onto your words.
oh, that's a good idea.
It's a really, really clever idea.
See, there's
I
so
love
many
that.
different ideas, and we've spent quite a lot of time working on these, and like looking at different ways to use them, and there's still so many that we haven't
really is.
thought about.
It's amazing.
Right, so I'm just going to go in with that red pen, and then just going to use our darker red just to bring out.
What colour red are you using, Rach? Is
So
it 520?
No, it's 513.
513, and then the darker shade is 583.
No, 538.
538. Wrong way
Almost.
around. That's close enough.
Then we're just going to get some little foam pads. Ooh. And then we're just going to stick that on top, but I'm going to make it so it's a little to one side so that you can still see them petals underneath. Now, with these, I'm just going to get some glue. So I'm going to use some construction glue for this. You can use any glue, but I think construction glue dries a bit faster.
Should be better, shouldn't it, for the hold that you need.
So we're just going to very carefully just put a little bit of glue on them, and then if we push that down, and we can just put it in there, and then we want to push it so it sticks to the back of the card.
I like that.
And then when you open it, you've got that word inside as well.
A very cool way of using those stamps and dies together.
Right, so I'm just going to do the E. So you only need a little bit of this, otherwise it will literally
too
stick
much glue, it will go everywhere. And with it being mirror as well, it will get quite tacky on top, so the tiniest bit of glue.
I'm just stick them little ones down there. And if it goes to one side, you can just move it back before that dries. And then just make sure that you can still see it through there. And then the last one is P. We'll just push that towards the back. And there you go.
I love that. And I think with this one as well, you don't necessarily have to add all of the extra elements onto it.
So when you do close it, you can still see that gold behind.
It's really pretty.
And then if you open it, you've got that piece inside.
I really, really like that idea. Super, super cute. It looks really, really nice. And paper piecing is a really clever way of using your dies. So being able to use them with your stamps and create totally different things is a really nice idea. So next up, we've got some stamps that work really nicely together with these dies. So these have been created to work alongside all of your elements. So there's 3 dies in total, which where can we show you? Here we go. So the first one that we have here is our Winter Wonderland tiles. So these they work out, it's an A6 stamp, but because they're divided up, you get to 2 A7 sections. So you've got this one here, which has all of this beautiful sparkle on it, and this is the one that Barbara tiled on her background to create this beautiful image. So you can see how they are designed to work together with some of your stamps. And then the bottom one, you have that beautiful holly and the leaves and the foliage. So that's going to be quite universal with the merry or with the piece. If you want to add your backgrounds, make them really special, you can use that one. Next up is our middle one, and for this one we have our Christmas Wishes background stamp. Now a lot of people like to do this type of thing with normal word stamps to create backgrounds from them. I really like doing it, especially if you've got a die to go with it. I think it looks really fun.
No, it does look fun.
It looks great, but sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain.
Yes.
So,
especially like lining it up so it's all straight.
It's straight, yeah. So what Stacey's done here is she's created this large A6 stamp. All of these you're able to tile, whether you want to tile it across or down, you're going to be able to do that. But it just is a really beautiful die to use, and you can create really fantastic backgrounds with it. Next up, we have, oh, wrong way, we have our festive edgings. Now this on here, you've got 6 different edged backgrounds. Now you can either use these on the fronts of your cards to decorate the sides. If you're making bigger cards, you can use these on the insides of your cards to create really nice borders for your sentiments, for your writing to go on. And there's 5 different designs on here as well, which all you can see have little elements that are going to work with those 3 big stamps and dies from your combos, and you can use them in so many ways. So you've got this one here where 2 of these stamps have been used, so you've got that edge stamp, and then 2 of the squares have been decorated with that really smaller stamp. You've got this beautiful one that Jane's done, where she's just used 1 border strip, heat embossed that, coloured them in differently in nice pastel colours, and then used a combo die to complement that. Or you can stamp the images. You can utilise them with some of the smaller stamps from the collection, and create some really simple but striking cards here using all of these elements together. So each stamp is £8, sorry. However, the best way to buy these stamps is £16. You're going to get all 3, which saves you £8. So you're basically getting 1 for free, as you do with any of our 3 upsell stamps. Do we have the ultimate collection as well, Emily? Because in our ultimate collection, and this is something that's really, really exciting, you're going to be able to get everything that we have on the show that we have already shown you. So you're going to get all 3 of your combos and coordinating stamps. Then you're going to get the 3 upsell stamps which we've just shown you. So instead of buying them in the 2 bundles, you can buy them all together for £62.97, which is going to save you some money. So when you buy this and it comes down and you add your members discount on, because this is not included in Super Savers, so you can get your extra members discount, then this is going to drop to £59.82. So it's going to be under that £50 price point, which is absolutely fantastic for this whole collection. And because they're stamps and dies, you're going to be able to use these every single year. You're going to be able to get them out time and time again. So they're not going to date, they're not going to age. You're going to be able to use them for as many years to come, which is a really good thing to use. Rach, can we do a demo with one of those extra stamps? Have you got one?
Yes, yeah, I have prepared a demo.
Oh, this is exciting.
With the border stamps.
With the edges?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we've got our 5x7 card blank, and I've just got some Ink Me card. Now we're going to use the border ones, and I'm going to use that star one. I'm going to mix and match it with the cheer stamps as well.
Okay.
So first of all, we're just going to cut our Ink Me. So I'm going to cut this to 5x7 inches, and then we're going to use our stamping press again, just so then we can make sure that we get these in the right place. So I'm just going to take that one with the stars on, and I'm simply just going to layer it on, and you should be able to see your card just behind it, because these aren't full stars. It like misses out some of the points on it. And then we're just going to
used this stamp to make a background to go in, an insert to go inside one of my cards. And I found this so easy to use because of the fact that it is sort of a strip, so those points aren't there.
Yes.
It was super, super easy to then sort of layer up. And what I did to save time is that I placed my stamp in one section and I moved the card instead of moving.
Right.
So because it was a square,
yeah,
I put it at the bottom of my stamping press, and then I could turn my cardstock
That's a good idea,
time. And it fit perfectly. I think the last one I did, I had to use tape, so it didn't stamp
just
over.
to mask it.
But it's just a really good stamp, and they're all really fun just to add edges.
They really are.
To do lots of different things with your stamps. They're great.
So we're just going to do this side now. So I just moved my card just slightly off the edge. And then I think we will have to do a bit of masking on this for the other edge, but that's fine. Right, we'll just go back in and stamp that down. And we'll just turn our paper. So I'm just going to place our card so it's more in the middle, just because I don't want to get the edge of that stamping press.
It's just really fun to use, isn't it?
They really are.
And no matter how you're doing your cards, whether you're making these for the fronts of your cards, or whether you're making them for the insides of your cards, or whether you're just using these to make cards from, there's so much you can do with them.
Yeah, because you can use them like on their own, which is great for like border stamps, because normally like they are meant to be like used with the collection.
I think because they're quite generic, that you are going to be able to use them time and time again with different things.
Definitely. Right, so we're just going to stamp just that little bit there. So then I'm going to turn my stamping press round, and I'm just going to get just some purple tape, and we're very carefully just going to stick just a little bit on that side and just a little bit on that side. So I'm just covering up that bit. So if I do get some ink, then it's not going to go onto the card, it's going to go onto the purple tape instead. And then we're just going to just ink that bit there. And then I'm going to go in with my marker pens and just colour in this background. And then we're going to get in our stamp from the Cheers collection, and then we're just going to go in and put some other stuff on. So just take that off, and we'll just move that to one side. So I've just got 3 colours just to do this. We've got a yellow, and we've got our red, and we've got our orange as well. And we're just going to go in and just colour these. Now it doesn't matter if you do go outside the line, because I'm going to cut down another piece of ink me just so that it covers where the border finishes.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So then it looks as though it could be
a full panel.
Border. Right, I'm just going to use that thicker side just for time. And then we're going to go in with our other colours and just add a little bit of orange and a little bit of red to them.
And what numbers are you using for your colours?
So I'm using 406, 513 and 527. And there are different shades that you can use. So again with this, if you want to spend lots of time just building up them different colours, making it amazing, then you can do. But we're just going to do it quite quickly, just to show you what you can do. So just on our last little bit now. And we'll go in with them other ones. Right, so we're just going to go in with a bit of orange now, and just to push it out. So you don't have to do all of these. So this one is quite a dark orange, which is fine, because then what we're going to do is we're going to go in with our yellow again, and just so that we can push out some
The
of
colour,
that
so it
brightness.
sort of like spreads across.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's great about these alcohol markers. And it's something that I love, is that you can use two completely different colours and then going over with another shade, you can blend it back into one another, and it really, really works. And it doesn't have to be a shade that's very close together. You can use two completely different shades, but it is a really nice technique to be able to add those different colours together.
And especially when the ink like fully dries, that's when you'll see like it like blended in perfectly. So we're just gonna, with the rest of them stars, I'm gonna use that red colour. So the red isn't that much brighter than the orange, but it just gives just that different shade of colour to them. And then we're just going to go in just with our yellow again. Just spread that colour out and blend it all together. Right, so that's our backgrounds finished. So then I'm going to cut down another piece of ink me. This time we're going to cut this to 4x6. And then if we just check, that should cover just about that edge
Just
of that
the little
border.
edges, doesn't it?
Yeah. Right, so, and then I'm going to get my Cheers stamps, and we're going to take the stars for this, and then I've got my little stamping platform, and I've also got, so I've got some ink, so I've got my red, my orange and yellow just to match them stars, and we're going to go in with this and just randomly just stamp them, so like that. So, and then I've got my fine liner pen, and we're just going to draw just some lines so it looks as though they're hanging from somewhere, they're not just there. I'm going to go in with that orange. So we've got 3 different star shapes. Well, there's 4. I'm not going to use the smallest one. And I'm just going to mix and match just on the page. Do one in the corner. And then we'll just quickly just use that star one and our yellow ink. Just to put some little stars. It's so simple as well, and you could like colour in these stamps, or you could use your gold embossing powder and then colour them to make them more shiny. It's totally up to you, or you could use your black ink and colour them like what we've done with the border. So then I've just got a red, orange and yellow pen, and I'm just going to just draw just lines. So these don't have to be straight, we want them to be a little bit wonky.
They look more realistic when they're a little bit wiggly, don't they?
They do. And then there's one up there. And we'll just do our yellow as well. And you could go in and add more stamps until you are happy. I might add just a little yellow one just down there. And then we'll just add a line. So let's move these to one side. So I'm going to take the Christmas stamp as well from that Cheers set, and we're going to just stamp that just at the bottom with our black ink. And with this one as well, it's good because you don't have to have it as Christmas. Like, it could be like a birthday celebration as well.
Birthdays, it could be graduation.
Anything, yeah. And if you've got your own sentiment stamps, you
Yeah,
could
you
just
could
put it on
use-
at the bottom.
You could use cheer, but then you could
Yeah.
add any different stamp from any different collections that you've got. It's
Just
completely
mix
down
and
to
match
you
it.
how you use them.
Because they are all the same, like font as well, so they all mix well together. So I'm just going to put some foam pads just on the back of there, just to raise this panel up. And then we're going to carefully just stick that to the middle. And we're getting our card blank. I'm going to just use some construction glue just to stick it onto the back. And we'll stick that down. And there we go.
I
So-
like that.
so
It's
the-
very, very sweet. I like how you've done it, how they're hanging down. It's super cute. You could use that in like a pink, or you could use it in like a blue colour for like a new baby or something.
Yeah, it will look
Because it kind of looks like those
yeah, definitely. Like
what's it called? Like a mobile, yeah.
Yeah.
So then to go with this collection and to use by themselves, we've also designed a brand new set of nesting dies. Now these are our circle and square stitched nesting dies, and there's something really quite cool about these. So the way
Different.
that Stacey has designed these is that the stitch detail is on both the both sides of the cut line, which means that if you want to create nesting dies as we have done here, then the stitch will be on the outside. However, if you want to use your nesting dies to create apertures, then your stitch detail will be on both the outside of your aperture and then the inside of the circle or the square that has been cut. So you can see there's lots of different layers here. I think there's 9 dies in each. So there's so much space and there's so many uses for these. I just think they're a really cute essential die. When you've got that stitching, it just adds a little bit of extra design and element to the cards that you create. So you can buy both of them for $34.98, or they are on a individually they are $19.99. So the die packaging is quite a large packaging, and you can see that Stacey has written on here that you get both stitches on both edges, and then when we turn them over, you can see that the dies on each layer you have stitching and then a cut line and then stitching. So that's what creates that nice image, whether you use them as nesting or as aperture dies. So they are your two nesting dies that we've got for you, and you can use them with this collection. You can use them totally on their own, and they look amazing. So this is a card that Kat did, where she's created different layers and stamped her image and then layered them differently to create that nice effect here with her piece die, and it just looks really, really nice, especially on the gold mirror with the stitching detail. Then Jane has made this really nice card here, and what she's done is she's just used it to create a little topper for her sentiment to go on, and then use some of those extra elements from the collection. And I think it's a really sweet card that has been made with that one, but you don't have to use them with them at all. Bex has made this one with her stitch dies. She's utilised both the squares and the circles and some of those star dies as well, mixing those in with some beautiful matte-tastic colours. So they are going to be an essential die that you can use with anything that we bring to you, but they are a great deal. Before we get into our next demo, I'm going to repeat our Win It Weekly competition, so that anyone who has joined us can get their likes, shares, their comments in to be in with a chance of winning our adorable, scoreable pattern packs 4. There's going to be 3 winners, and the competition question you need to answer is, why do Olympians bite their medals? Is it A, to check if it's made from chocolate, B, to make sure it's genuine, or C, for luck? So get your comments in to be in with a chance of winning that. We're going to announce the winners on Friday's show, but for now we'll go back to Rachel for a demo, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, so I'm going to use the circle stitch dies, and we're going to use these with our background stamps and then just some of the words from the Merry dies. So I have already coloured these in, you'd be glad to know. So you don't have to watch me colour. But I am going to show you how to tile it. So I've got a 6x6 card. And then we're going to use this one just with all them different stuff on. So it's got the bulbils, the holly, some little leaves. Alright, we're just going to make sure that this
does not move.
Is secure. So first of all, I'm going to move it just slightly away from the edge, because what I'm going to do with my stamp is I'm going to just put it so
slightly off.
Yeah, so that the corners aren't, they're just a little bit off that
and this is
card.
A really important tip here, actually, because if you are to do it to the edge of your cardstock, then on one side you're going to have a small little gap.
Yeah.
Now you can trim this if you don't want it to be a whole section, but if you're wanting to, this is the size of the card you're wanting to make, then you need to make sure that it's just off a tiny little bit, because then when Rachel goes to stamp the other side of her card, then it's going to do the same thing. It needs to be off just slightly.
Right, so we're going to just stamp it again, just underneath. Like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my card up so that we're going to do this little piece at the bottom now. And then we can turn our card round and do the other side. Now when you are doing this, because it has got the bulbils on and we want the bulbils to be hanging down, don't turn the stamp around. You need to be moving your card. Otherwise you'll have some bulbils that are upside down and some that aren't. So we'll just do that a little bit at the bottom there. So then I'm going to take my card off and just turn this around. So again, just make sure that your card isn't fully on the edge of your stamping press. And then
you're going to have to turn it a bit.
Oh, I've done that wrong way. So I'm going to turn it so that this is like that. So that little piece at the bottom, I've got room to put my stamp on. That's it. So we're going to turn that so it matches. And then we'll just simply just ink that back up. So you could have your card whatever size you want, because they do tile really well, and once it's all done you can't actually tell that it's come from that small stamp. So we'll just do that a little bit.
It's a very nice image, isn't it?
It really is.
All of that detail on there.
And these are great as background stamps, or you could just use it by like on its own and just add a little bit of a sentiment. So then I'm just going to turn that back round. This time I can push it right up against that corner because we are just doing that bottom right. Just make sure your stamp is the right way up. And don't worry, I will be cleaning my stamping press after as well. Right. So there we have it. So that is how you tile up your stamp. And I think that looks very nice. So I've already done this beforehand, and I've actually coloured it as well. So I've stamped this onto watercolour card, and then I've used the brush pens just to go in and add that little bit of colour. So now we're going to get our circle dies, and I'm going to use the third one down, and we're going to just make just a little aperture from this. So yeah, we are cutting out that middle part, but we're going to...
You could use that in a different card.
Yeah, well, we're going to go back in. I'm going to stick that inside the card.
Okay.
Just so...
that's going to look cool.
Just because I've spent time colouring it.
That's going to look really
cool. And it's very pretty. So we're just going to run that through our die machine. very quickly. And it's so pretty this, because you can see all the little stitch details, not only on that part, but on the waist, if you like. So, to bring out them stitch detail, we're just going to go in with just a little bit of ink. So I've got some darkish green ink. I'm just going to ink around the edges of the card, and then also just around that aperture part. And then, as I say, that will bring out that stitch detail. And then while we've got our ink out, I'm just going to do around the centre part as well. So you could use any colour for that. I've chosen
a really
green.
Cool background.
Yeah, it is really nice. And then we're going to get our card blank. So you can do this many ways. You could go in with your same nesting die and cut it out onto the card blank. But what I actually find easier is if you stick this on and then just go in with your craft knife and then to cut that part out. Just make sure that you've got quite a sharp craft knife, especially with it being circle. And just stick that to the front of our card.
Have you done that the right way around?
Yeah. No.
I just saw it, I was like, oh no, baubles
like,
are
no.
upside down.
We don't want upside down baubles.
This
Well,
is the beauty of using your glue.
Exactly, see? I was meant to do that. Right, just push that to the edge. There you go. So we're going to just go in with our craft knife and just very carefully just cut around that aperture. And as I say, you can use your dies for this, or you could cut it a little bit bigger, the circle, onto your card blank so that you know that you won't be able to see your card underneath. But I just find it so much easier just to go in with my craft knife and just cut that around. So now we've got our aperture. So I'm going to stick this part in. So we're going to put the middle part back in. And for this, I'm just going to put some foam pads on it, just so that when we close our card, then that middle part will stand out. So we'll make sure that we've got it the right way around. And then you should be able to
You can sort of piece
join
it back together,
it, yeah.
can't you?
And then just open that. There we go. So we're going to go in now with our merry die, and I've got just some of our red matte card. I think this is burnt sienna.
Yep, it looks like it.
I'm learning these. I'm getting there. So we'll just stick some purple tape on that just to hold it down when we put it through our machine. And then I'm going to use some foam pads just to stick this on. Very sticky. Just take them out. That E, get the E. Right, so we're going to just cut down our foam pads just into little strips. We have got the little strip foam pads already done if you have them. And then we'll just go into, oh, everything's just falling.
You're losing everything.
I'm losing everything. So we're just going to stick some foam pads just on the back of our letters. And then this is going to go on the middle part of the aperture. Just then when we open the card, you've got them words on there.
It does look very cool.
And this isn't with using the stamps either. You could like go in and like put some more stamps on. So we're going to do it so it's in the style of how the die was. Apart from we're just going to like mix and match it just a little bit just so it fits into that circle aperture. And put our R there. And then last one.
But because these dies are all separate, you don't have to do it in this style. If you did a bigger card, then you can have them all straight across the centre of your card. If you're doing an A5, you can do that, or a DL. It's completely up to you how you use them, but and it's really, really cool.
I'm pretty sure if you have like all 3 of the dies, then you could actually make some like words, some different words.
Yeah, you definitely could. You really, really could. I love that one. The background is so, so cool on that. It's really, really incredible. It looks so fancy. Absolutely love it. So
thank you.
That is all that we have for you today. We have showed you everything that we have available on our show. We hope you love these products as much as we do, because we have had so much fun crafting with them. So again, our Win It Weekly competition this week, you have to be in it to win it. So no matter how many times you comment your answer, get those in for your chance to be the winner of the Adorable Scoreable Pattern Pack 4. You need to like, share and comment, and the question this week is, why do Olympians bite their medals? Is it A, to check it isn't made of chocolate, B, to make sure it's genuine, or C, for look? So get your comments in, because 3 people are going to be winning on Friday's show when we announce the winners. We have a new show for you coming up actually, and it is a die show. If you loved our Snippables collections when we brought them out to you previously, we have already done an everyday version and a beautiful flower version. Then you can join me on Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning for a 1.5 hour show where I'm going to show you exactly what you can do with your Snippables collections, and that is our Moonstone Christmas Cheer Snippables collection. So I'll be there on Friday. We're going to add the bite-sized book of Garden Party to the rollover box for one lucky person to win when that gets won next time. And then we were going to be back on Friday. It's Kat and Dan for a look at our Christmas Waterfalls concept card collections. So don't miss it out. I've had a great morning, been utterly inspired by Rachel's demos. I hope you have too. Thank you very much, Rachel.
That's all right, no problem at all.
And we will see you here again on Friday for another Thank Craft It's Friday. Bye.